what's the shittiest thing about your soon-to-be husband? I was just chilling with them. And I told Sonia, was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. It's okay.
And you
I told her like, you know what?
You're so nice.
It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to pay me. You gave me free drinks and we were chilling at the beach.
What?
I would have taken the money.
Never. What? You have to learn from Romanian people. Never. Take the money.
They did pay me. They did pay me.
He wanted to say that so he can get extra money. Yeah. Oh, he's so nice.
Salutare, oameni buni, și bine ați venit la un nou episod de podcast Sa și Râs. Ne cerem scuze că nu am fost prezenți data trecută, dar era să murim de la oboseală. Noi astăzi avem invitați în studio doi comedianți străini, maică, din altă țară, pe Hannah și pe Hector, și am pus cireșe pe masă ca să creadă că suntem bogați, să nu spuneți la nimeni. Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Great.
So I just said your names, Hannah and Hector. That's Mincu over there.
Yes, I'm from Argentina.
So you could be there.
Hermano Latino, hermano Latino.
Yeah, so Hector is a cousin of mine. Yeah. We got reunited today.
Exactly.
Hector is from Mexico and Hannah is from New York, and they both do stand-up in Barcelona, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct, yes.
Yep. So you didn't have success in your countries?
Yeah, we had to leave our countries to go to Barcelona and then leave again to come to Romania.
Exactly.
Oh my God! And you ended up in Romania.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where we're gonna end up next.
It's like a curse. You had like really one bad joke in Mexico, and everybody said, "Okay, get out, get out."
Yeah, no. Then you're threatened by the cartels, and you just gotta go. No,
we didn't like that joke.
Yeah.
So
we saw Narcos about the cartel because you did that joke. We saw Narcos Mexico, and it was like fucking shit. What was there? And they had, I think, in Colombia in the '94 World Cup, they murdered a soccer player because
he missed
the penalty.
He missed the penalty. He got murdered,
and
man.
I mean, you can have that in Mexico now today to have like a really bad show.
I mean, I think it is so. This might get a bit serious, by the way, but no, you have to be very careful what you say, and I think that's something.
Are you for real? You have to be careful what you say on stage?
I think Mexico? So, yeah. Like I started doing stand-up comedy in Barcelona, so I went to a few shows in Mexico, but it was not when I started performing. But it is known that as an artist or a performer of music or anything, you gotta be careful you're not talking shit about,
because you couldn't have sicarios in the audience like that.
Yeah, it's a sad thing that
danger.
I thought we were dangerous. I was just about to say that our cartel and our mobsters are in the government, so it's easier to spot them.
Yeah, you know,
it's great.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
I did have a joke that if you play cops and robbers in Mexico, we're just holding hands and running around. Like, there are no teams, man.
That's a good joke. That's a really, really good joke. Oh my God, I'm not going to. No, I'm kidding. I want to go to Mexico so bad. Mexico.
No, for real.
Yeah, cool. So, okay. It looked nice, like the country looked nice.
No.
Every influencer in Romania is now in Tulum.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Everyone in Romania who's an influencer is in Tulum. Everyone is,
Tulum,
and I'm like, I want to go.
Yeah, and I saw a really nice place, Azulik or something like this. It was like a
I grew up
place where to stay or something.
I grew up in Riviera Maya, actually in Cancun, so very close to Tulum. And yes, right now it's a hot spot.
Oh, that sounded so sexy. I'm so sorry, Mincu, but when he said Riviera Maya, I was like,
that sounded so good.
You're married, Maria, you're married.
Riviera Maya în Cancun. Eu sunt de lângă Călăraș, județul.
When he said, I gotta tell you, okay, let's talk to Hannah now so I can save my marriage.
Yeah. I know, yeah, he's distracting, this man.
Maybe I'll go with Hannah.
Yeah.
And you'll go with Hector because she's from New York, and
that's like the Mecca. I think New York is the Mecca of stand-up. I mean, it is.
No, for sure.
And did you start doing stand-up in New York?
No, I started also in Barcelona. But when I've gone back to visit, I've done a few open mics in the city. It's very intense. It's a whole different vibe. I mean, like the scene in Barcelona is so friendly and nice, and we're all like, we all hang out, and it's really nice. Then you go to New York, and it's like 2 minutes, like get in, get out. Like if you go over time, we're turning the lights off, and it's.
Oh my God! But did you do good at the open mic?
Yeah, I did okay at some of the mics.
Yeah. I think I always imagined it if I would go to New York, I'd try an open mic, but now I'm fucking scared.
Yeah, it's because there's so much competition, and it's like
Yeah.
people are really like career focused in a way that I'm not used to in Barcelona, and it's it's competitive.
We were
it's
talking a
intense.
bit about this, that I think it's good as a performer, as a comedian, to not be the best at where you are. You gotta go to
Yeah.
places where you're seeing someone, oh my God, he's killing it in ways I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. Because I think that's the way you craft yourself. But it's
Yeah.
scary, of
It's
course.
scary,
It's
yeah.
scary.
It's scary to go to like a mic.
Sorry, I
and-
have to go to the door because Anka cannot come.
Go to the door.
be
I'll
right back.
talk to our guests. I think it's fine. They can see how a good show is made here in Romania. Our podcast is so professional.
Love it.
I wanted to say something, and I wanted to tell you guys that we can't actually say why they're here because it's like a contract thing. In the fall, there's gonna be a new show on Antena 1, and it's gonna be good, and you're gonna like it. I love it. I can't wait, but we can't say anything because they
Secrets.
are gonna be killed
Yeah.
or something. I don't know what you said.
Watch what you say.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't say anything bad about Antena 1.
No, we love you. Thank you for having us here. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, you guys. Thanks.
The
thank you
hotel
so
was
much.
amazing.
Yeah. It had water.
We're
love
being
water.
treated so well.
Help us, please.
Okay,
Wait, change the sign? Okay, yeah. We're having a great time here in Romania. We are safe.
We are not held against our will here. We're not.
Oh, just drink your coffees, guys.
How was that? If you'd have to be funny for your life, like it would.
I'd do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Hannah because I have so many questions. What were you doing in New York and why did you move to Barcelona?
Well, I moved to Barcelona like right after I graduated university.
What did you study?
I studied Spanish language and literature.
Oh.
Yeah, so my only skill was being able to speak Spanish. So I was
Oh.
like, I might as well go to Spain and just live like my same shitty life, but somewhere else.
In Spain.
Yeah.
But that was like a plan. You wanted
Yeah.
to-
I always knew I wanted to move abroad. I studied languages and stuff. So I don't know. I was like, I've been in America for my whole young life. I was like, fuck it, let's get out. And I studied abroad in Barcelona, and I met a guy, and then I moved to Barcelona kind of to be with him, and that didn't work out. But Barcelona did work out, so I stayed in Barcelona.
You can write a book.
Yeah. Oh my God, like eat, pray, love, but like be more like eat, pray, fuck. I don't know.
I learned Spanish.
Eat, fuck, sleep, hangover.
Eat, pay, rent.
Yeah. Yeah, not as spiritual, a bit more like grungy and yeah. But yeah, that's
And
it.
do you want to like live in Barcelona forever? Do you want to
Oh.
go back to the States?
I mean, I would love to live in Barcelona forever. It's so amazing there, and I feel really at home. I mean, I've been an adult more years in Barcelona than I've been an adult in America at this point, because I moved when I was 21. So yeah, it's like I feel like it's my home. I mean, obviously, yeah, as a comedian, you have the dream of like going to the States and being like a touring comedian,
superstar,
living
right?
in Los Angeles and like doing all that stuff. But if I can figure out a way to make this dream real in Barcelona, oh fuck yeah, let's do it.
Do you have another job in Barcelona, or are you only a comedian?
Yeah, I'm a freelancer. I work in like language services. I do like translating and editing, copywriting. But I'm now doing, it's kind of like half boring stuff and then half comedy stuff.
Can you make money in Barcelona of comedy? I'm sorry, I'm asking. I hate when people ask me this question, but
could
I'm
just
really
say the
curious.
exact amount.
No, look, I hate it when people ask me that.
Let me do the math.
I'm just
How much
curious
do you
because
earn?
I'm like, comedians can
Leave.
from comedy in Romania. Can you leave from comedy in?
I think some
Spain?
people do, like the more kind of successful ones. I mean, I don't think in English. I don't think that's a real. What do you think? Hector?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the English scene is beautiful, but it's
Limited.
growing exponentially in Barcelona, which is great. We've had, and thanks to Hannah, Hannah runs a lot of shows also there. There's a lot of visiting comedians from Europe, and that has really set the bar higher for comedians to do so. But it's still not as big as of a scene in English to earn money from that.
Yeah, you make some money from running shows. And I do like others. Like I'm on like a TV show
Are you
on
on a
local
TV show?
TV.
Oh.
It's so weird. It's like but my life is very weird. I just like I'm like a fake reporter on this show that's in English on local channels. It's really very silly. So I do like on the street interviews. So I make
that's nice. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's super fun. Like yeah, it's like I get to like do that and make some money and just be dumb on TV, and I love it. And so yeah, that's why I was like oh, come to Romania and do stuff. I'm like, yeah, why not? Like I don't
Every now and then Hannah would text us, like in a group we have of the comedians in Barcelona, like, hey guys, I'm gonna be doing some interviews at Arc de Triomphe. Do you guys want to come? And it's like, okay. And
I love that. Yeah.
she's interviewing people in the streets, and it's all in English, no? It's Weekly
it's like
mag, no?
it's called the Weekly Mag. It's like so it's meant to help local people like practice their English and using local references. So it's not like, hi, like we're in London, like here's Big Ben, and people are like, I've never been there. That means nothing to me. It's like, oh, we're here like in a random town in Catalonia, like talking about, I don't know, fruit. I don't know.
That sounds
And it's for
that
real,
sounds really
right?
good.
It's not stage. It's
No, yeah. So I do
really-
like on the street stuff, and they make a report out of it, and then I go on set, and it's like a talk show. Actually, the host of the show is Romanian.
What?
Yeah, Marcela Topor is her name.
Marcela Topor.
Yeah. She keeps being like, have you like
What?
imagined
She
the yeah, she's Romanian. Her she's
I'm
the
kidding.
she's the
Who's
wife
this bitch?
she is the wife of the former president of Catalonia, who is currently in exile in Belgium.
Oh, that's such a surprise.
Of
Anyway,
Puigdemont.
no, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
I'm
she's
kidding.
Puigdemont's wife. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Oh
And
my
I did
God.
not know that at first, and I said some things to her in like the first episodes,
Oh,
where
God.
like you know joking around, like kind of making like some sex jokes about her, and she was just like,
Maybe she left a long
And then-
time because I don't know this woman.
yeah, I think
is
she's
a
been in
Romanian
Barcelona for a
journalist,
while. Yeah,
Show me.
yeah.
Show me.
She's so lovely.
She's from
She's very
Vaslui.
lovely. I love.
She's from Vaslui. That's so weird.
Yeah, she's
no,
really
I'm
great.
kidding.
But
I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
I think she's been in
Puigdemont.
Barcelona since she was.
Oh,
I think she maybe even
We don't know
like studied
her.
there.
We don't know her, but we
Oh,
can
no.
tell. Anyway,
Yeah. But she thinks it's fun that I'm here in Romania doing. all
I'm
this
just
stuff.
kidding because there are some jokes with the place where she's from. She's from
Ah.
Vaslui. That's funny. There are some jokes. That's
There
why
is-
I
Oh,
said-
no. Oh my god, tell me them so I can tell them to her.
So
next time.
everybody says we have like a region in our country where women are really beautiful, and they go and marry rich guys.
Yeah.
Also in Romania or outside abroad, and
That's that
that's the
region.
joke, and that's the small city where she's from.
Well, that makes sense. She is very beautiful.
No, but it
and
is
she
a-
married
Yeah.
like a politician. Oh no, he was a journalist and then became a politician. So.
Anyway,
in
we're
Mexico
talking too much
is-
about this woman.
Yeah.
Can we?
that has a TV show, and we don't
No, I
have.
wanted to ask you one more question
Yeah.
because we're gonna be right back to you, Hector.
What's your shoe size?
No, idiot. Let me speak. Do you ever do stand up in Spanish?
Yes,
That's a good question for a
and
show,
in
motherfucker.
Catalan also.
Yes,
Yeah.
and-
I probably more in Catalan than in Spanish.
Oh, because it's different, right?
Yeah, different languages.
Yeah.
It's like it's the difference is big, or it's like on. I don't
Yeah,
know how
I
to
mean
say in English.
it's not like you can't understand it if you don't speak it. I mean it's like if you go to Italy and you're like, yeah, there's like words
Okay.
that you can kind of understand, but it's
Oh.
So you don't. It's not like the Okay.
But
so
it's
is it-
closer to Spanish, I'd say,
yeah,
than
it's,
other Latin rooted
Yeah.
languages.
How was it for you
For me,
to understand it?
I did understand a basic conversation. I understand it, or if I read it, I would get the whole context. If you see two people speaking fast, or maybe they have a closer accent from somewhere else in Catalonia,
Yeah.
you would get lost.
Can you
for sure.
give me an example of a word?
Like if
how
I
it's
say-
in Spanish and how it's in
If I say yo
Eh,
no estoy embarazada, but you want to say it in Catalonia.
no estoy embarazada.
No stick
Oh,
embarazada.
it kind of
No,
sounds
so-
like Portuguese.
Yeah, it's because it's
It's a Portuguese, Italian, Spanish
French.
mix.
The way
French-
it's written
French,
looks more like French because when they like decided the rules of how to write it, they were like, we don't want it to look like Spanish, and so they made it more like French.
Yeah, but
Because
it's-
they want to be separate from Spain.
Yeah.
There is of course, it's culturally you can notice they have a lot of differences with like compared to Spain, but also there are words like diputación. There, it's diputación.
Yeah, the joke.
They just take out the N. It's
The
like,
joke
yeah,
is
it's
that
not the
for
same.
any noun, you just like take the like last letter off, and it's like
Catalan,
and it's
yeah.
Catalan, right? Yeah, diputación, like baso, like
Yeah.
Bas?
Okay.
yeah, bas is how they say.
But
Yeah,
then, how do you say ni? I remember that was
ni janoi.
genoi.
That
It's
sounds like
Spanish.
Romanian. That's it. It's genunchi.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Genoi.
Genoi,
Yeah.
and in Spanish
Genoi.
is rodilla.
Yeah.
So it's like rodilla,
Okay.
genoi. It's like
So
okay.
you can speak Catalan.
Catalan.
Catalan and Spanish,
Spanish.
and you can do stand-up in both languages.
Yeah.
And now we're coming here to take our jobs.
I know, I'm like, just gotta learn Romanian and soon to not take over. Yeah. I don't know, I'm trying to think like how long it would take me to learn Romanian. How long
no,
would it take?
don't.
nothing, man. You
There's
learn
like,
languages like
there's
this.
nothing
It's like
here for anyone. I swear to God, there's like
Yeah.
there's nothing.
But
No,
how many
they saw
people
Club
speak-
99.
Yeah.
So
it's too late,
because-
God damn
they
it!
saw- because we were talking with them. This is their third time when they came to Bucharest, and they went. They came to Club 99 to see some shows, and they also got on stage.
And the full club. Did you see the full club?
Did
No?
you
we
went?
haven't been. We want
Did
to
you
go.
see Comics Club?
No.
Okay.
So
we
yeah,
still gotta
the
do a
thing
little
is,
tour.
everyone is surprised that in Bucharest we literally have 3 stand-up comedy venues that are for stand-up. They're comedy clubs.
Yeah, it's
Very
very cool.
few countries have this in Europe. I'm telling you, like England has this, but Spain doesn't actually have comedy clubs.
And
No.
England has some, like in London, has some comedy clubs, and the rest of them are like doing stand-up shows in a bar. That's
Yeah.
also, it's
And
like a
like-
solo
That's how
bar.
yeah.
In
I mean, now we
London-
have in Barcelona just a couple months ago
The comedy
a dedicated
clubhouse.
comedy club opened
So you
up,
have it, but it's like from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that in London, that's another like mecca for stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
They have the comedy store, but then the other clubs, they don't look as good as the comedy clubs in Bucharest.
Yeah, we you know that we told you that the comedy clubs don't look how the comedy clubs look in Romania or in especially in Bucharest. You don't have like your own table with your drinks. You just have like the cheapest chair made of plastic, and you have your beer in your hand, and that's it.
Dark
and you don't have
room
like
vibes.
so many lights and
Yeah.
stage lights.
We're saying this because people in Romania sometimes they're like, I don't like this club, and I'm like, motherfucker,
Yeah, you don't even know
You
how good
see
you have it."
stand-up comedy in like the nicest place ever, and yeah, that's why we're
It's
telling
like a
them this.
jazz club too, no? Like there are jazz clubs that are
Okay.
filled with smoke, and it's just this
Yeah.
vibe. There's a guy in the piano, and you're there for the vibe, that
For the
jazzy
show,
vibe,
not
you know?
for the
show.
Yeah, of
decor.
course.
Yeah.
Of
for
course,
the-
or you're
similar
not there
with
for the
comedy,
drinks
yeah.
or for the fucking nachos.
But you
Yeah.
you said this English comedy club is just like 2 months, and it started by an US guy that was
Yeah,
also
an American guy and a guy from New
American.
Zealand opened
Yeah.
it. So it's a bar that we used to do shows in. That he also used to do like music events and other stuff. And then because of COVID, he had to close. And so these two comedians were like, we
Let's
love
rent
doing
it.
comedy here. It's like a small room. I think it can fit. Now we can have like 25 people, but I think non-COVID you get 40, maybe 45 people
Sometimes you got
crammed in
50, 60, like
there. Yeah,
really
in
packed,
the before
right?
times,
Really
it'd be nuts.
Well, guys, congratulations for doing that.
And that
and
is
for
like only
trying to do
chairs?
that. That's great. That's amazing.
Only
For real.
chairs without tables, or 50
There's some
people?
tables.
Like it's like
there's
in a
like
theater.
small tables on the side, basically, but they just line up the chairs, and sometimes people are standing up in the back
yeah.
or around or something. So
I just want to be I'm sorry. If you see Comics Club that has like, it looks so great, but now has outdoor space for doing stand up, and it's made specially for stand up, like so
that's
good.
great.
I think I remember we met Louis C.K. No, just stop it. And
Did you see his dick?
no, I asked for it, but he was like, "No, ew, you're Romanian
I
porn."
already got in trouble for that.
No, but
He's like, you're already famous, Maria. I don't need to try show
I
you my
talked to
dick.
him a little, and I said, "Come in Bucharest. We have 3 comedy clubs." And he was like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, we have 3 stand-up comedy clubs. Come to Bucharest." And I think he's coming next year.
Oh, really?
So if you want to come and
Yeah, he had
hang out with us
he
and
had a
Louis
show.
C.K. guys.
He had like 2 or 3 shows last year, and they rescheduled for the 2021, and now for 2022, and he will come if you want to see his shows.
That's great.
Like
man.
literally, he will come. No,
He will
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, because Romanian people, I think I'm just gonna make a joke now, but I think Romanian women, if they would have been in a situation when someone pulls their dick out and starts jerking off, they would be okay, do it on my tits, or they would be like, motherfucker, stop that, I'm going home. That's the we're not like, I'm so insecure, what the fuck should I do for my career? We're just, I'm gonna suck it for you, or we're gonna be like, go to hell, fuck off.
You're taking too long.
That's
right?
it. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
2 things. So that's why the
No
story,
snowflakes here.
because
in
it's not a
Romania.
rape. We're like, bitch, why didn't you do something?
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. I'm just So and now the same questions for you, Hector. How did you leave? What were you doing in Mexico? Tell us everything.
Yeah.
The truth.
Hold on.
We see you have a tattoo. We saw it.
Yeah, I used to be a gang member. No, it actually means empathy.
Okay.
But it really works. If you're in a dark street, it's like, what the fuck, man? They don't know what it
Kill
means.
him with
They don't know what it
kindness,
means.
I lack of this.
It's like, you don't
I
know
lack
where
of
I'm
this.
from. It's like, no.
I will hit you with this part.
Yeah, like, can you see this? No, but yes, I left Mexico when I was 26 years old. This was 2016. And I did it because I have the double citizenship. I'm very grateful for that. My grandma is a Civil War refugee from Spain.
Oh,
So
okay.
she grew up in Mexico, but she's Spanish. And I could get the double citizenship before I turned 18. So I did that. And after studying and working in Mexico, one day I had some savings. I didn't like the job I was in. And I decided, why not? I had the vacation planned for Amsterdam, just a few days. And then I went like, you know what? Why don't I just go? Not come back.
That sounds.
You had
like
some
great.
friends or nothing? Like
No
plan?
nada. Like I came with a backpack, and I decided to just travel around Europe. Well, yeah, I had a friend living in Barcelona, and that was one of my destinations in the trip. I really liked the city, and then I was like running out of money. I was in Croatia with my like, I need a plan, like I'm in the fucking middle of
But
nowhere.
that sounds so great. It sounds
Yeah.
great. I love this story.
Yeah, it's one of the best decisions. It was scary, thinking about it, because you break all those paradigms of stability, of no, you need a stable job, you need to do this way. And I was like, no, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and see what happens. And once I was running out of money, a friend of mine in Valencia, I used to play American football back in Mexico, and he was coaching and told me, come to Valencia, like settle down a bit, plan your next move. And when I got there, I started practicing in the team because I was not paying rent for being in the team. And I broke my knee and I needed like rehab and all that shit. I had no money, a broken knee. And then from being like, oh yeah, Europe, you're so pretty, I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And my friend in Barcelona told me, I have a spare room. And I was like, I'm going to Barcelona. I can continue my rehab there.
That's so
And
nice of your friends.
Yeah. And I went to live in his place, but I also started paying rent, and I got a job super quickly. I studied chemical engineering, which has nothing to do with comedy or anything, and worked in finance. So I got a job in finance. Shitty job. I hated it.
But why did they hire you? Do you had any practice or because you had your knee?
I played
they
really
got
hard.
emotional.
You know what? It's funny because no. I had already experience working in finance, so I got the job. I had a room, and I said, okay, Barcelona is receiving me. But yeah, I actually was so late to my job interview. I was late because it was my first day in Barcelona. I had the crutches.
Oh my God, that's so sad, Hector. You're killing me.
I just got there and then I was late, and the guy was like, you're late. I'm so sorry. It's my knee. I started playing the victim.
my
It's like,
God.
no, you're late because you didn't get out of your house on time. I'm like, this is going well. This is going well. So yeah, that's how I ended up in Barcelona. I got a job and a room, and I was recovering from my knee injury. But after being in that job for a while, I was thinking, I left Mexico, in a seek of adventure to break out from all these things they tell us to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. I didn't like my job. I didn't like what I studied. I think I made a decision out of Mexico it's in a poor situation economically and socially. So there's a lot of conditioning from parents to tell you, study something that works.
Sounds
something.
like our life.
Sounds like Romania,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right? And I always loved performing. I always loved comedy, poetry, anything that had to do with acting, with all these things. And I never pursued it out of, I need stability. And when I was here after a broken knee and all these things, I was like, why the fuck am I doing things I don't love? And I started looking for creative writing workshops, the open mics that were on the city. And I started going to the comedy nights in different bars. And that's when I saw Matt, Luke, a lot of the comedians in Barcelona, Hannah, performing.
The open mics in English, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
in English.
Because you could do it in Spanish, right?
Yeah, I've done it in Spanish too, but for some reason I started meeting people. I think something about Catalunya particularly is that everyone that is outside from outside of Catalunya kind of bonds more as immigrants or expats, if you want to call them expats. So you meet more international people, and English really connects in that way. Whereas the local people, they're nice and you can make groups of friends, but they're very into their more tight circles. So yeah, that's how I started going to the mics, and then I will try it, and then I'm like, okay, this is really fun.
It's great. You're gonna be like sorry.
Sorry, and what year was it when you started doing open mics?
This was 2018.
And you, Hannah?
In 2016.
Okay, so yeah, you're. I mean, it sounds. I love your story because we also have this kind of.
doesn't like
Our
yours.
parents
Yeah, mine
have
sucks.
had. I mean, they told me when I was 18 and I wanted to go to the acting school. They told me, "Oh, you're gonna be so poor. You won't have a job." And I said, "Okay." And I studied economics. And when I was in my first year in economics, I was, "Oh fuck, I don't want this life." But I graduated economics, and after that, I went to the acting school.
To the acting college, so
Acting
it's
college,
not,
and changed my life. And we also have this kind of relationship
because
with our
all
parents.
countries that are
Yeah,
poorer,
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit poor.
It's a fear of not.
Scarcity, a fear of scarcity. Our parents want the best for us, and you grow up with this thing, this voice in your head since you're young. Everything is fucked up. The country's corrupted. There are no jobs. We're a lot of people. There's crime. All these things, and you just think, oh shit, I better not pursue this crazy dream of acting or doing performances. But in the end, when you face that office life, like I cannot be in an office, man.
If it's not for you, yeah, it's not
I
for
go
you.
crazy sitting in a computer for 8 hours. I was like, fuck.
So now you only do comedy.
The thing is, like, I started doing comedy and organizing also spoken word poetry events. And I was gonna jump into that, but with COVID, everything kind of crashed down. And also Barcelona being a smaller scene to actually pay rent and everything, I did go back to the office jobs. And as I said, I don't like them, but I'm really thankful. I don't regret studying
you
what
need
I
a job.
did, because it has given me stability financially to remain in Europe, to continue working on the things I love, although I know I don't want to pursue that. And now with things opening up, the plan is to keep growing. I mean, being here is just amazing for us as comedians from another city in Europe. Being with you guys here, all the experience has been amazing, and it just helps you. It motivates me to, hey man, let's do it. Let's do it more.
I mean, like the European scene is like it's just ready for people to exploit it. It's like there's so many countries where people speak English. It's
Maybe
like,
next year we can go together to Edinburgh Festival. We can do the
Yeah,
Fringe
it's
because
a
we
really
love
good.
it. We miss it and we love it. And maybe we could go together and be like a bigger gang of people. Yeah, your stories are very interesting. We don't have as interesting stories in our lives.
We don't have it, because
We never moved anywhere.
We both are are born in this city, and our families are here. And it was, I don't know, we didn't. We wanted to have this kind of life because we grew up with American movies and cartoons, and everybody had like the 1 year where they were going to visit Europe and think what.
We grew up so much. Sorry, I just want to say
Yeah.
this. We grew up so much with the American dream that I have a lot of friends that tell me that when they go to New York, they start crying because they think they're at home.
Yeah, because
I
we
swear to
saw that
God,
in
his
so
mother
many
and
scenes.
a lot of
Yeah.
people.
When my mom was to New York, she didn't travel. At that time, she didn't travel a lot, and she was by herself. And she said, "I felt like home." I don't know why, but
And
I
a
knew
lot
the
of people
streets.
say that.
they say that in Spanish, in Spain, that it's like when you go to New York, it's like the second time you're going because
Yeah.
you've already seen it.
I've
Yeah.
never been.
Oh man, you gotta
I
come.
would love to.
I want to go
What
to
was
New
the
York.
biggest
yeah.
difference for you between the U.S. I don't know, culture and how does New York is like a really big city, and getting in Barcelona and Europe.
Yeah,
What
well,
was the main-
I'm from the suburbs of New York City, so I'm from like a town like really close to the city.
What town?
It's called Tarrytown in Sleepy Hollow. I don't know if you know the legend of Sleepy
Oh.
Hollow. That's
Yeah, I know it, like from
yeah, that's
shows
where I
and
went to high
stuff.
school. Is the Sleepy Hollow High School?
Johnny
The-
Depp, was it?
Yeah. The
That
Headless
sounds like
Horseman and
it sounds a little bit like Stars Hollow, you know?
yeah. It has like a similar kind of small town.
Oh my god,
vibe.
those exist?
Yeah, and actually, I went to university in Massachusetts, like
Okay.
up in New England, where it's even more like Gilmore Girls energy.
Oh my god, that's my dream. That's what I
Yeah.
want to do in life. Just be a Gilmore Girl.
Well, it's like I had the opportunity to go to university in New York City. My mom was working at a school there, and I could have gone for free, which was stupid of me to not do. But I really wanted that like American college experience, like in a small town where you're like on a campus and all that stuff. But yeah, the difference between New York and Barcelona. It's like when I come to Barcelona, it's like Barcelona feels like a small town to me because I'm used to like a city to me is New York City. Like that's what I thought a city was. And so when I got to Barcelona, I was like, oh, this is so nice. And then you meet people from outside Barcelona who are like, oh, I could never live in the city. It's like too crazy and busy. And I'm like, Barcelona, really? Like it's so chill. It's like there's a beach. Like that's
I mean, Bucharest is like a big city in Romania, or it's the biggest city, and you can still I don't know, leave in the morning, and if you forget something at home, you can go back and take
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god, that's
In London
great.
or in New York
No,
City, you
okay.
cannot
in New York,
do
like
that.
there are people
Mexico
that
City, forget it, man. Forget same
Yeah.
craziness.
You're screwed. Like
because it's a
they're
big city.
20 million people.
Oh my
Fuck,
god.
we have like
Mexico
20
City.
million in the whole country.
Yeah. We have
You have
18
10?
million in a
18.
whole country.
We have 20 million.
20 million in one city.
What?
Imagine that shit. It's just crazy. And I went to study there at university in Mexico City because I was born there, but then grew up in Cancun.
Oh, I hate you so much.
But when I went back to Cancun, to visit my parents.
That
or
sounds
anything,
amazing.
People go slower, and I was in the traffic like, move, and I'm like, okay, you need to chill your big city energy. You're in the supermarket, and the lady at the supermarket would be like, beep. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
But I think
Yeah.
it's
You need
similar
to relax.
everywhere. We have some parts of Romania where people are very like chill and slow. It's a certain part of Romania, and I'm from here where everybody's like, and I went there and it's like the same thing. Like, hello, can I help you, bitch? I need something now.
Yeah, they
I
have
have
time.
I have moments in Barcelona where I'm like I can feel how New York I am because I'm like zigzagging through people on the
Yeah.
street and everyone's just like leisurely walking like with their dogs and their grandmas and whatever and I'm just like get the fuck out of my way. I'm walking here like it's I
Do you guys-
feel it.
Do you guys see your families often?
Not enough.
Yeah, no.
I mean I haven't been back since before COVID.
Do you
To the
miss
States. Yeah.
going home?
Yeah, I try to go like at least once a year, usually maybe twice a year, if possible. But
Just if Romanian moms are watching this, so you see your family twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
But I would like to.
Family.
Can you tell us why it's like twice a year? It's because of the time, of the money, or of your job? Why?
yeah, I mean, money is of course a thing. Like flying
Because
there
it's-
is pretty expensive, and it's like you have to go for like at least 2 weeks to make it worth it for
Yeah.
the jet lag and for like it's like a long flight. So, and yeah, it's I don't know.
Mix of everything.
A mix
I'd
of a
say.
lot of things. Like when I had a job, also, it was hard to take the vacation days. Now it's like I can work from
Yeah.
there, so it's okay. And
Very
and I like
similar.
being in Barcelona. Like that's the other thing is like I'm going in a couple weeks actually, and I'm going for like a whole month. And it's like I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss that. Like there's so many things that I'm gonna miss.
But can't your parents come to Barcelona?
Yeah. They visited a couple
they
of
have.
times.
Oh,
but
okay.
now it's like they've already been to Barcelona like 3 times. And so they're like we'd rather go somewhere else. Like we'd
Okay.
rather
You can
like-
meet somewhere with
yeah,
them.
so
In
that's
Europe,
we've
yeah.
talked about that at some point maybe we would do that where they would like go to France and
That
we'd
sounds
meet somewhere there.
amazing. In Romania, if you don't, it's a thing.
Mhm.
Like, if you live in the same city with your parents, like some people go to university somewhere else, but if you live in the same city, they're gonna be, why don't you move closer to my house?
Yeah.
Dude, we live in the
For
same
real.
fuck. I see you every week.
Yeah.
My sister lived for like 12 years in Amsterdam, and she moved back to Bucharest 2 years ago. and they were like, we wanted to, me and Maria, we were like really close to my parents, and we wanted to move out, and they were like, oh, but where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Amy, I will be in the same city.
It's like 15 minutes more, just that. And they freak out about it. It's so annoying.
But how do your parents feel about
I
this?
just wanted to ask him how often does he goes to Mexico, because I know that like Mexican people are close to Romanian because we're Latin and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
it's very
in a way.
it's very yeah, for sure. That's what I've noticed in this trip too, and I love it. We have so many similarities, being so far away geographically speaking, but it's the same, very similar to Hannah. I try to go once a year. Sometimes it's not possible, sometimes it is, and they've visited twice too.
Yeah, I met your family. Your parents.
Yeah,
are so nice.
you've met my family. We're all short.
Yeah,
we're
tiny.
all fun sized.
Yeah.
We had a dog. We had a boxer dog, and it was even the boxer dog was tiny. It's like, you don't even have our genes, man. Like, we can't even have a big dog. But no, it's lovely. I think I'm very, very lucky with the parents I have. They're very, very open-minded, very easygoing, and they've always supported. Even when I mention about, you gotta study something that is worth it, they've always supported me and my brother and me in anything. And when I decided to come to Europe and try my luck, they were like, yeah, do it. You know, we got you. But I understand, like, I think as parents, it's hard to, oh man, you're going to be so far away.
Yeah, that's sad. That's a bit sad.
It.
Yeah. Do you talk to your parents like?
Yeah, I talk to them not every day, but often. Yeah.
We have like every weekend, every weekend we do like a Zoom call with my family.
Yeah, we
It's
check
But
we check on each
sacred.
other.
It's
That's
a sacred
so
moment.
great because we have this nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like my mom would always joke, like when she was in college, she studied abroad in Paris, and she would like have to wait in line at the payphone like once a month to be able to call her parents. And now she's like, I just
So
like go
that's
on the
why they
internet and like
understand.
talk to you. It's like,
Yeah, that's why they understand,
Yeah.
because her mom studied in Paris. You know,
Yeah.
our parents were here in communism where no one went anywhere.
Yeah, my grandma also studied in Paris when she was in
Okay.
college, and she had to like take a boat, and like she was showing me like letters that she wrote back to her parents.
Oh,
of,
You had
like,
to take a boat.
yeah,
oh my God,
with like
yeah.
her trunk with her like 2 dresses. You know, like
Wow.
it's wild.
But that's a great story.
Yeah.
These are such big cultural differences. Yeah. That's why they get it, because she
Yeah.
went and studied in Paris. If you I have a friend who's young, maybe she's going to watch this podcast and I don't want her to get upset, but she's my age and she has a 7-year-old, and I told her, you're so clingy with her. What if she wants to go to study in England when she's old? And she said, no, I'm going to go with her. And I was like, why? Why are you being like our parents?
Yeah.
That's so fucking
Gotta,
annoying.
like-
Just let her
Yeah.
live.
I feel
Yeah.
like my parents are like, I always think that they see what I'm doing and they're so like, oh, I didn't even realize that was an option. Like you could just like run away, go to a different country, start a new life. Like, so I think they're like always so impressed with me when I'm
It's
like,
a personality
I'm
type,
doing
I
much.
think. And something that I realized also ending up in Barcelona is that it's magical in the sense that it attracts people with very similar
yeah.
ideologies or personalities, especially in the artistic scene. You meet up people that were like, yep, I took the risk. I'm
Yeah.
from the States. I'm from here. I'm from Colombia, Mexico, like everywhere. And that, yep, and I want to try this and want to try that. So it's a very, very cool community in that sense,
Totally.
that it attracts people.
How
that
did
are-
we not go to Barcelona?
You should.
Everyone I know.
Romania.
I don't know.
I don't have any
Romania.
friends who haven't seen Barcelona. I don't know anyone
We
who
didn't
hasn't
visit
seen
it. I don't know
Barcelona.
how, but
We went to Spain like a lot of times, but we
we
went to Valencia.
We went to
and
Madrid.
we didn't go to Madrid.
Nice.
Are you
No,
okay?
Valencia, no Madrid.
We went to Tenerife, which
Malaga?
is like in
No, not
Spain.
Malaga.
We just
Near
went to
where?
Alicante.
Alicante
Alicante.
and yeah.
I swear,
How
you
was
could.
it?
No, we didn't go to.
Where we? Where
You
we-
think we
did
went to
stay?
Madrid because we were supposed to have a tour in Spain before the pandemic, and
Oh.
they were all on the list. And in your head, you see
I
those
went.
cities.
In my head, I went to
You've
Madrid.
just traveled so much. You're so
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
getting
it was
everything.
lovely in Madrid.
We were supposed to have like the biggest tour for Romanian communities, not for like, don't think that way. But because there are a lot of Romanians in Germany,
Spain,
Italy,
there are a lot.
Spain, a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God, Barcelona. pff.
Yeah, you could put
Yeah.
up a
So-
show in Romanian for
Yes.
sure.
No, we people do that. And even concerts and stuff, they do it
should
in
do.
Barcelona. But I think if we go, we want to go to Portugal in September. And we said, because we met you guys, we want to come a few days in Barcelona and get
Yeah,
some
swing
stage
by.
time, because remember when you had stage time at No, really. And
Are you gonna try doing comedy
we
in
also bought
English?
the
Yeah,
coffees,
for sure.
right?
I did comedy
We
in
bought the
English.
coffees, right?
Stop it.
We'll buy you coffee in Barcelona. Don't worry.
I did comedy in English, I think 7 times. Like in Edinburgh Festival and 2 times in Amsterdam. And I liked it, and I'm safe with it. I'm not afraid to do it. But I think we should also put a Romanian show if we go there, so we can make some money for the
Yeah.
vacation.
For sure. There's a big Romanian community. And one of my work colleagues, he's Romanian, Christian. He's 23, but
He's only 23.
he's 23. He looks like
Yeah.
Conor McGregor. The guy's like this.
He's a good-looking
I'm
man.
23. Yeah. Distracting.
Distracting.
But he also likes stand-up comedy. And
Yeah.
when Victor Patrashkan was doing the shows, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna
I know
go
Victor
see."
Pătrășcan.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was in Barcelona for like 5 months or something, because it was the only place in Europe that had clubs open or like theaters open that we could do shows
Oh.
in. So
I saw him once in Edinburgh at a roast battle. And he
Yeah,
was
he
good.
was-
yeah,
really good.
he was running like the roast battles in London, or I don't know if he was running them, but he was really heavily involved.
Yeah, he's
at the
really
roast battle.
involved. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he came to Barcelona, and but like after like we reopened, he was just like, "Come on, guys, like let's go." And we were all like, we're tired," and he was like, "No, like that's the only place we could do shows. Like, come on, let's do shows."
Oh, I
My
can't wait to see
Romanian
your
What a
friends.
good
friends,
attitude.
Yeah. He really like
Yeah.
helped us like get back on our feet
Yeah.
after like the first shutdown, and then we were open for like a month and a half, and then we got shut down again, and so I think we were all just like, oh, this
Yeah, we had the
sucks,"
same
and-
thing in Romania.
And yeah.
But also the way that drive to promote shows.
Yeah.
I was meeting so many Romanians in Barcelona, my friend Christian or some other people, and they all went like, "Oh yeah, I saw on Facebook or on Instagram, I saw an ad of a show by Victor Patrashkan. He's Romanian, and I told my Romanian friends, and so there is an opportunity.
At every show we had like a ton of I was like
Yeah.
running shows with him, like and yeah, or helping him run the shows.
So
probably more
definitely-
That's
than-
so cool. I
Pay a
want to come to
visit.
Barcelona
Yeah,
and do that.
we were doing them at this really cool theater called Amaria Teatra, and it's super nice. It's like with COVID, you can get like 80 people in there, but usually it's like almost 200.
Yeah, we're going to
Wow.
Barcelona. We're gonna be gone like for a month.
Come do it.
Yeah, but because now because we're having this podcast and you have these stories with the traveling far away from home, I want this kind of life to just see how the comedy scene in Barcelona is, to spend more time in the city.
Yeah.
It's
Because
just
we
this
never
thing,
did that.
like-
We went like the maximum was like 2 weeks in Edinburgh at the Fringe. It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
the first time we saw the differences between how the comedy clubs looks, how people are doing stand up. They were like, we were used to have like sold out shows, let's say at Club 99, and when we had like 80 people, we were like, oh, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
And we were
Yeah.
like, oh,
I've
it's a
been there,
shitty day.
though.
And we saw people doing stand up in front of 10 people, and they went on stage like, how's up, everybody? Are you ready to have some fun? And we were like, fucking shit, we have to start to rethink ourselves and be
Totally.
more thankful and more joyful on stage, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
And get out of
For
your
sure.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
too. That's the
hardest
key.
thing, but
Yeah.
that's like stand up.
Yeah.
That's it. You really got to get
The
out.
Fringe is so nuts. What year did you guys go?
2017 and 2019.
Okay, I was there in 2019 also.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks. Oh, so much fun. It like blew my mind. Like it was one of those things where it like the first 2 days I was like,
You're like in
Just
the
like-
biggest candy store in the world.
literally, I was
Yeah.
just like walking around like, what the fuck? Like where
Yeah.
am I? Yeah, this is paradise. This is.
Yeah, we went with
Ugh.
Theo and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sounds like a
you
fun trip.
can say you know Theo. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
because they're like
Yeah, who's that?
Who's Theo? We do, you know him from Club 99.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It-
There's gonna be a show on Antena 1. We cannot say anything and it hurts us.
But yeah, no, we can say that.
No, we
That's-
can. Let's not say.
Contractually
Just
obligated.
not
Okay.
anyone get in trouble. It's gonna be in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, how is it for you to? I know we talked about it, but maybe people want to hear it. So, how much you can be able to say? How was it for you when somebody called you to come in a TV show in Romania?
Don't say TV show. Don't say TV show. I said TV show.
It's
I
okay.
don't think.
It's okay.
Let's not talk about it. I'm
it's
so
okay.
scared.
It's Maria. It's okay.
No, I am.
Relax.
Let's not.
No,
maybe
how-
they.
Well, I don't know. I mean, when we were at Club 99, they introduced us as
Yes,
that
but
we were gonna be
these
on
are
the-
like
No, you can say.
no. Let's
think
not do
it's-
it, please. Let's not do
What
it.
not do it?
Because let's not say
What?
anything about the show.
No, I said, how was it for you when somebody called you to?
Atât de frică, băga mea și pula.
No, I think it's okay. So
I understood
let's
Pula.
say it. Let's say it.
said I'm scared.
Let's talk about it. We're gonna after the podcast we're gonna make a phone call and see if it's okay. If it's not, we're gonna cut.
Okay,
it.
let's not talk anything about the show. Just how did you feel to be
Here.
to be
how was it
Like,
when you
come see
saw?
us do
I
a
know
show
the
in
text message.
Romania?
How was
Yeah.
it?
Can we change TV show for coffee shop and then we just say coffee shop? How was that coffee shop you went to?
That's how you talk when you order drugs in Romania.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think.
I chose the I
Mom?
chose the worst reference. It's like-
Yeah, coffee shop.
well, without going into much detail, I will just mention it was. I would say this like from my personal experience, when you get those kind of texts, you're like, yeah, this is a scam,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I remember my American friends like look like how they were like, oh my god, is this real? Are they gonna take my kidneys? And they were so paranoid. I'm like, it's fine, just trust it, just
Yeah.
go with it. And I don't know, I kind of never felt. I didn't feel it was fake, but it was something new. It was like,
It's
oh,
weird.
It's
Yeah.
weird. I'm getting
weird.
contacted, and I did go to check the person that contacted me, their Instagram or their
Yeah.
LinkedIn, and I
Yeah.
saw, okay,
Okay,
It
so it
seems
was on a
legit.
social media, right? When you first
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
an Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram and then WhatsApp. How did they get my number? I was like, I don't know.
What?
They got your number.
I don't know.
No, I gave her my
We
phone
have
number
sicarios.
on-
Also.
You gave her.
Yeah.
Did you not
eventually.
give your phone number?
I
I
don't
bet you
remember,
did,
man. Like,
Hector.
Do you drink a lot? Do you smoke mota? It's
No,
mota.
no,
called?
It's mota.
Oh.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
good
And
one.
that's
eh?
what I know so
Mota.
few
I
words.
I know in
It's
Spain it's
Mexican
like
slang, yeah.
it's like legal and you pay an annual tax or something like that.
Yeah, in Romania it's
In
the same.
Spain, we
It's
call it
legal
Maria.
if you buy it and not
Maria.
say to anyone.
In Spain, we call.
I know.
it
Mexico
Maria.
is
I know.
mota.
I'm sorry. I
Mota.
know a few
Well, I
things.
don't
but
smoke
that-
mota. No, I
Yeah.
just don't
I don't
remember
smoke
how
either.
I did. I don't remember.
I
Maybe
don't
I
smoke
gave my
either.
number, but it was mainly
never-
initially on Instagram. Yeah. It was
Wow.
initially-
Okay. Because
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, we were like, what? Because I was just confused because
You
I was
always
like,
think it's
I
a
don't-
scam when it's
yeah.
online, you know.
Yeah, or like I was just like it wasn't clear what was happening, and so I was like first of all, like I don't live in Romania, like I don't speak Romanian. I was like I just was like responding like what is happening, and she was like no, like it's all good and cleared up, and then a couple of the other Barcelona comedians were like, are you guys doing this? Is this happening? And we were like, yeah, okay,
Let's do it.
Yeah, why
you
not?
have nothing
Yes,
to
this
do.
is
and Victor
real.
also kind of
This is
convinced
real.
us.
Share your
Oh,
passport
yeah.
He told
details with
us
us.
that was legit.
your bank
Yeah.
account.
Victor was like, yeah, go do it. It'll be fun. And
Well,
why not?
but you
I
have
think it-
nothing to lose. If I would get a call, just saying, you guys, if I would
Yeah.
get a call from Spain to go to a show, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
nobody knows me there. If I'm gonna fail, I don't care.
That's exactly what I thought initially. I was like, sure, why not? Let's just.
Yeah.
How bad?
It's like a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I pretend like none of it ever happened and
Yeah.
people won't know about it.
Yeah,
Right? Like that's
Do you have this? I always
You're
think.
gonna have a lot of views on YouTube. I can tell you that.
That's
well now
Maybe
that we're
you'll
on
come and
this.
do shows in Romania after the
Oh,
TV
I-
would love
show.
to.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can have it. Maybe
yeah.
if
I
people
love that.
know you and like
I'm
you,
not
you,
kidding.
you can
Yeah,
come and
for
have your
real.
own night show in Club 99.
That
I
would
have
be
an idea
amazing.
right now. We can do like a tour in just the big cities like Cluj
Like
and
English.
Timișoara,
Because Matt
and we
had
can
this
do
idea,
stand up
yeah.
in English, like 4 or 5 people,
Yeah.
and you can make
Yeah.
money, guys.
Well,
Oh,
Matt
shit,
Matt
for
was
real.
fantasizing about making like another like a show about us going on tour and that we would
But
like get
that's
you
not
guys to like
impossible
do shows
because
with us and like
You're gonna have a
Yeah,
lot of hits
it
on
would be
YouTube.
nice.
I can tell you that for sure, and people are gonna know you, and you can actually that could.
Yeah,
Let's
that
do
could be
it.
it. With the big cities, we could
Antanuno, let's go.
gather some
I'm
hundreds
That's
of
down
why
people.
I don't know
for
if
it,
my
yeah.
manager ever watches this.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But we can talk to the other manager.
He doesn't watch it either.
No. I wanted to say something.
Actually,
but I
no one
forgot
watches this. We didn't even press rec. I'm kidding.
Oh,
we're all just
I
here
forgot what I
sitting
wanted to say.
with cherries that we're not eating.
You can eat the cherries, but you had milk, and I know from my Romanian mom that if you drink milk and eat cherries, you're gonna poop a lot.
That sounds like grandma
yeah.
science.
I know.
love
I think
grandma
it's for
science.
real. I think you should. You can
Like if
try
you
it.
leave the house with wet hair, you'll get a cold or like
You're not gonna get a cold?
I will.
No.
Oh, I go out on the street in Barcelona with wet hair all the time, and people look at me like I'm insane.
Oh, Romanian people
you can
would
use
take you to
this.
the hospital. For real. No one ever.
Yeah.
No, I would never.
Podcast etiquette.
I'm
I
like-
do it all the time. I'm a rebel.
I am convinced about a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
things by my
convinced you
mom
can
and my
get a cold.
Romanian grandma. Oh, you don't know. I don't do a lot of shit because I could die.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, because we were talking about coming in a different country and doing a show. Do you have like I always say then if somebody calls me to do a stand up for I don't know private party, I usually don't do that. But
I never do that.
I did it once. I went to somebody called me for it was her mom's birthday. She went like 80. And she never
She was
saw
like
stand-up.
70, don't lie.
I don't know. She
Why
never
would
saw
someone
stand-up.
think that's a good idea?
Yeah, and she had like her mom's friends, like.
Yeah.
But I have this feeling, but if it's a bad show, I'll get some new material out of it, talking about that bad
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Do you have the same?
I had one experience where I did a show in Spanish, one of the Spanish nights, and actually one of Luke's friends, Sonia, she's a Catalan girl. She's like, oh my god, I really like what you did, and I want to hire you for a bachelorette party. And I'm like,
As a stripper?
Duh.
it was like to do jokes, and I thought, hey, that sounds something new. Let's see.
Oh, that sounds so bad, Hector.
It was, oh my god.
That sounds
So,
terrible.
As the date was coming closer, I was like, okay, so how much time? And she said, okay, we're gonna pay you X amount. And yeah, you know what? We're gonna be drinking before, and then we're gonna set up in the beach, and they don't know you're coming. It's all a surprise. So I was like,
Surprise
abort-
comedy is never.
abort mission. Abort mission. But then I was like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
And then I went. It didn't like. They were drunk. They were having a good time with friends. There were some like independistas and not independistas, like independent, like pro independence and not. So you couldn't really
Oh my
play
God.
with that. And then the bachelorette was like, I was trying to do a joke and she would answer like it was like, wait, but then it's that. I'm like, yes, let me get
Oh
let me
my
get to the
God.
punchline. And we were I ended up chatting with them for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, just like, yeah, and are you ready to get married? And just you know, like, what's the shittiest thing about your soon-to-be husband? I was just chilling with them. And I told Sonia, was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you still
I
got paid?
told her like, you know
You're
what?
so nice.
It's
I would-
fine. It's fine. You don't have to pay me. You gave me free drinks and we were chilling at the beach.
What?
I would have taken the
to pay
money.
me. Never. You have to learn from Romanian people. Never. Take the
But
money.
They did pay me. They did pay me.
Good,
He
good.
wanted to say that so he can get extra money. Oh, he's so
You know
nice. We're gonna pay you.
That's a
didn't
horrible
finish
story.
his-
No, it was
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It was that. Like she said,
No,
no,
I-
you know what? Yeah, that was it.
sorry, I thought he wanted to say something.
I didn't want to interrupt him
No, it's fine.
because I always do that, and I'm sorry. No, but because I can feel how you felt, and because I said I don't do private shows because I did a few, and when you were talking, I remembered a show that just triggered me. I had a show where there's similar experience, and I hate those people.
Yeah, but I'm like maybe sometimes I'm we don't do anymore, but I'm like okay, let's see how it is because in the worst case it will be something funny after 2 months of
Pain.
therapy.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
pain, yeah,
And sometimes
maybe.
it is good to do shows for people that are like not normal comedy crowds because maybe different things will work that don't usually work, or you know you can realize like, oh, maybe this joke isn't that good. It's just like people who watch comedy like think it's supposed to
never
be
thought
good
of
or
that.
something.
I'm
like
not that wise. I just want people to laugh.
Yeah.
I never thought of
I feel that, I feel
I just need the validation to
Yeah.
not go to therapy.
I think it's all training. Like it reminds me. I don't know. Have you watched the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Everybody tells me about that, and I always forget to watch it.
Oh my god!
Because
check
it's
it
in
out.
the 50s with a woman wanting
Yeah.
to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me you should watch that,
There-
and then I forget.
Yeah,
There
it's
is an
super fun, super
episode
fun.
where she gets maybe I spoil a bit, but she gets a slot on TV on one of these like where they get funds for stuff, so it's all day on the TV and they have some entertainers while people call and donate.
Oh, you're like, yeah.
And she gets like the last spot at 12 in the night. No one's watching. Everyone's like, do your fucking 5 minutes. Nobody cares. I don't know. She was against all odds and she kills.
Oh,
And that makes me think, you know what? Doesn't matter what crowd, where you are, what situation.
Yeah.
My nature is to accept it. It might sound like the terrible gig. And I go like, you know what? If I can make someone laugh, that's training for me. I might bomb. I might, it might be a shitty show, but it's all training.
Yeah,
I think there are different stages in your career, and I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I because we get a little bit of I want to say notorietate,
Of fame.
because I don't want to say fame because it's lame.
You can say
But
fame.
because
You
we
say
have a
notoriety,
little
it
bit
sounds
in
bad.
fame, I'm my ego gets a bit hurt if I did these things. I've been doing stand-up comedy since 2014.
7 years.
Oh, okay. Since
seven.
2014 was the first time I went to an open mic. So that's when I started doing stand-up comedy. And already now things are a bit different for us here. So if I have a gig like this, it hurts my ego so much that I'm the kind of person that I'm gonna be like crying for 2 weeks all over the internet. Like, oh my God, it's happened to
But
me.
yes, but
I'm
it-
like
it-
that. I'm sorry.
It is like that because people know us, and it's not like
We
if
can
you're
lie
gonna
to them. They don't know if we're famous or not. We
if
can say
you're
we're
gonna
so
if you're gonna
famous.
do a private show, maybe people even if they didn't want that show, they know you. Not if they they come to our shows, but they know our faces, let's say,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be, oh, so he's that guy and she's that guy. Okay, let me see if you're good. And I don't want to do that anymore. I mean, I did it, but now
It's starting to
the
rain.
storm,
Is
yeah,
that a rain? Is that
Yeah.
rain coming, or are we like dying?
or is the building
It's the
collapsing?
end of world.
Yeah, but I think we have this like if you have a bad show, you're gonna learn from it. You won't
Yes.
learn from a show killing
Amen.
it.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, you learn more from the bombs.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said
of
that. but
course. Yeah.
You need
You
them.
learn more from the
100%.
bombs.
With something more crafted, of course. Like you say, like there are stages where also you know what you have, you know your worth, you know what you've built. So you will also take into account, hey, maybe I won't go to X or Y show because I'm aiming to grow more in certain other stages. Yeah, of course. But I think I'm right now in a point where I do like to take those risks. Yeah.
But your attitude is great. I just want to tell you, I don't think my attitude is good. I think your attitude is good. Because I'm coming from a place where I'm too scared to try things anymore. And I think that's good. That's how you're going to get a great comedian, not being like, oh, no, I just want to be like perfectly safe. And of
Yeah.
course you learn from the bombing. And I remember, I wanted to tell you this because I remember like, I think it was 2015, and I was opening a show for Teo, Vio, and Costel at Grădina cu Filme, that place that we didn't used to like at all. It was nice, but like it wasn't good for comedy. It was more for concerts. And I remember opening the show and sweat going from my back between my butt cheeks. I was so fucking scared. And when I was going back to the table, Teo went past me and he said, "Don't be scared. This is how you learn." And I was like, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, sure, fuck you. It's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was right. This is how you learn when you bomb. Because when you bomb, the best jokes get a little bit of laugh.
Yeah.
So then you know those are the jokes. The rest, you got to work more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your
yeah.
whole voice too. You're shaping your voice. You're learning your identity as a comedian. Where am I coming from and how am I delivering it? Whereas when I started in Barcelona, I was working part-time in a call center and I had the night shift. So I was leaving around 10 p.m. and I was doing the Big Bang Bar,
Oh yeah, that
which
was,
was
crazy, Mike.
late night, midweek.
After like a music jam session, open
my
mic. So like
God.
all the musicians would still be there, and it was that kind of like
It was-
surprise, we're doing a comedy show now, and they
Yeah.
were like, "What the fuck are you guys
That's
doing?"
when I started doing more.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That show made us all stronger.
oh my
I
God,
think.
it was like you were there against all odds. And I remember just being there and I learned a lot. A lot of my comedy is what I know from back home. It's very storytelling. It's like, this is Mexican upbringing. This is what I went through. And I learned there that I was sometimes just telling a story and I found it very funny, but just very funny because I'm Mexican. Like it was delivered to
Yeah.
people that understood Mexico. And that's when I learned, no, you gotta have a dialogue with them. So
Yeah.
how can I take my experience and make it relatable with the people that are there? And that's how that made me grow so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have hecklers at your shows? People tend to speak with you or shout stuff to stage.
I think it's the
Yeah.
same everywhere
Has
except for
happened.
London.
It's like you can
Yeah.
have them or you can have.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
especially at like bar shows where people get drunk. Often it's just like drunk people being annoying.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, I a couple weeks ago had like a bunch of like the whole audience was heckling me and it was very annoying because it was like I was like trying to just do my set and they wanted to talk, which like usually I'm okay. Like I can be loose and I like talking to the people in the audience and doing crowd work and stuff, but I was practicing like trying to do like a tight 5 and they kept interrupting me and I was just like I didn't finish the set. I was just like whatever, like fuck you guys, and like stormed off because I was so
I get it.
frustrated.
I did that.
But
How much is a set for you? You said now you had like 5 minutes. How do you when you have your English show at the club where Matt's club or something? How much do you stay on stage?
Can you tell me what the
It
club
depends.
name is? Because maybe there are people from
the Comedy Clubhouse.
The Comedy Clubhouse. If
At
you're from
Pub Limerick.
if you're living in Barcelona, go to the Comedy
Yeah, go to the
Clubhouse
Comedy
because these guys are really good. I can tell you why I know, but I know.
There's shows every day.
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah, every
They're
night.
putting
every
a
night?
really
We gotta
really
go to
good work.
Barcelona,
You,
dude.
you have like everyday shows?
Yeah, I mean, some of the
not
open mics
us. It's a
and-
rotating
Yeah.
rotating
Yeah.
lineup of comedians in Barcelona, but they have different types of shows. They have shows in French. They have some improv. They have shows in Spanish. They have
the Gong Show. Yeah,
A what?
a gong show. So you have like 5 minutes. It's 7 minutes.
7
or
minutes.
6,
So you have like the 2
but
minutes
you can be
free,
gonged off.
and then
If
the
you're not
audience
funny-
can
Oh,
vote.
the audience can say, okay.
You don't know that's at
we've
the
had
Comedy Store in
Yeah,
London.
yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
We're ripping
That's
them
so
off, yeah.
funny. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
so
You're
people say,
ripping them
I'm okay. He's not funny. Get
Yeah,
up.
like you're not making anyone laugh. Get out of
Oh,
here.
when you
that's
have-
horrible.
Yeah,
How
it's
much-
rough.
How
love
many
it.
comedians are on a show and how much time do you stay on
Yeah, it
stage?
depends. The show that I was running a show called Hush Hush, which now is like on pause for the summer. But we would have 6 comedians. Usually, one of those would be like a newer person that we would give a 5-minute spot to, and then one would be a headliner that was visiting that would do 15 or 20. And then we'd have 4 other local comics doing like 10 minutes.
And
it was
you
like
have
a
an
showcase
MC
kind of thing.
between,
and yeah,
between
and then
everybody,
MC,
between
yeah.
the acts?
That never happened
Because so people,
in Romania.
yeah, people.
yeah, I noticed that at the.
Yeah,
We
you
don't
saw.
have
Yeah,
MCs.
We
yeah.
have like
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 headliners and one opening act. Usually, somebody who's doing stand up for I don't know how to say it.
For a fewer
for
years.
a few years, and we don't have like the MC type.
That's
You just
everywhere.
introduce
except
the
in
next
Romania.
person, or
yeah,
what do
we
you-
just say thanks. That's it for me. Here comes Maria, and she's
Yeah.
like 25, 30 minutes.
But just so you guys know, there are
Yeah.
MCs everywhere except for Romania.
yeah,
We don't
this
have
is what I
MCs.
wanted
So
to tell
weird.
you. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we don't want to pay an extra person.
and
Yeah,
I
well, I guess,
saw
like,
that
yeah.
you have like in London and in UK it was like with a break.
Yeah.
You also have it.
During like the COVID time when we couldn't drink at the bar, we didn't have a break because like the reason you have a break is that people can get more
Yeah.
drinks. It's like so that the bar or the theater can make more money
Yeah.
mostly, and so people can smoke and pee or
Mhm.
whatever. But yeah, now we do a break.
The format
We do
is
breaks.
is usually like that, like 6 to 8 comedians.
Yeah,
Maybe
doing, like-
8.
That's so different.
7 to
That's
10.
So, yeah.
There's an MC. There's a break in the middle.
Although the shows that we were that Victor and I were doing, because it was it was like Victor, this guy Tamer, and this guy Mike Rice are like 3 like professional like touring comics. And then like me, I would just be like, "Hi, include me." And they would do like longer sets. They would do like maybe each do 20, and I would do like 10 or 15, or I would host.
Yeah,
or,
we
or
have
something.
to do like 30 minutes.
I was
Yeah.
impressed
Yeah.
when we went to Club 99 and we saw the show. It was Banchu, you guys, and Costel. But I was impressed of the amount of text you have in one go. It was like 25 minutes of
lots of words.
Just so you know.
We had no idea what you were saying, but it was a lot of
Yeah.
words. It
Didn't
sounded
people
like-
laugh a
And
lot?
people were
Yeah,
laughing.
they
Yeah,
were
just come to our
laughing. They were
shows.
laughing. Yeah.
It's really
we can use this for the promo.
they're
No,
so
for real.
funny.
And we can be like, what? Stop it. Please come to our show.
No, it was great. Like, I mean, from my experience, I'm used to having like maybe I have a 5-minute spot or a 10, and you plan on it. And when I saw 25 minutes straight of text, because sometimes it felt people were laughing, but you were saying so many things for half an hour. I was like, wow, what the amount of material is just
Yeah.
I
really
feel
cool.
so proud
How
of
much is the
myself right
ticket
now.
at your show in the comedy? House.
We at the theater we were doing €10 entrance, and then at the clubhouse I think the weekday shows are €5,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
on the weekends it's €10.
Yeah, because that's why I mean,
It's more expensive in Romania sometimes because the week shows I think are €8, and the weekend shows are like €12. Like if
Yeah.
you go to Teovio and
let's
Castel,
say,
Yeah, I mean shows in
yeah,
Spanish are more
between 8 and
expensive.
12.
Yeah,
Like the shows in Spanish and
too.
Catalan, because they're like a lot of them are like on TV
Yeah.
or they like write for TV shows, and
Oh,
so they
okay,
have
yeah.
more name recognition.
yeah.
So yeah, those maybe they like the Faismo show is like was like the deluxe is like €15.
Also,
Yeah.
But
we
we-
have to not forget that they are doing English in addition.
Yes,
It's like
exactly.
And
yeah.
also, we
True.
have to not forget that in Romania there are like 20 stand-up comedy guys who do stand-up. So everyone's a little bit on TV, a lot
Yeah.
online. So people know everyone. Just so you know, it's not like
there
we're
are more,
famous
but
and there are like
no,
50
no, there are
others.
more. I mean, there are more people doing stand up, but there's like 20 headliners.
I don't know if 20, maybe 30. I'm sorry. I don't want to
know.
exclude anyone. I'm just saying
But,
there are not a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like it's different for. Do you have in audience people also from that are Spanish from Barcelona, or only expats and people from other countries?
Is expat a bad word? Because I don't know. Is it a bad word?
It's a fancy word for immigrant.
Yeah.
If you're
a
Latino,
white
you're an
immigrant.
immigrant. If you're from other,
I'm an
you're from
expat,
France,
yeah,
you're
she's
an
an expat. I'm an immigrant.
but
That's
you're the
how
one
it
with the
works.
Spanish passport, so it's like
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm in an
I'm the one who was
alternate
living
reality.
illegally in Spain for
I
a year
thought
and
it
a
was a
half.
bad word, but
No, it's not a
it's
bad
not a bad
word.
word.
No, no.
Okay.
It's a fancy, exactly.
It's a
So,
fancy
do you
word
have
for
like
immigrant.
Spanish people coming to see stand up in English, or only?
Very few.
Yeah.
I think it's a big immigrant. I'm going to say
Yeah.
immigrant.
Own
It's a
it.
big immigrant community, expat community, however you want to say it. And there are some regular people that have been living in Barcelona for a while that are not locals, and I think that's a big.
Yeah, we
part
draw
of it.
more of the expat crowd for
Yeah.
sure. But there are
Did you
locals
had
that come.
like
and-
tourists that
Yeah,
were
Yeah,
visiting?
oh
and-
yeah. We
yeah.
used to get
it's
a lot of tourists
It's a big
at
part
shows.
too, I think, and that's when the venues sometimes change. Like there are certain bars that have the bar hopping vibe, and that's when you get the heckling.
Yeah.
Oh,
when
yeah,
it's like
it's
The
tough.
worst.
yeah, we're
people.
getting like a big crowd that are just
would
already
just cry.
drunk and they don't give a fuck. And you're there. There's gonna be a comedy show, and they're like, like yelling shit,
Yeah.
and that's when.
I
Because
just
you
get
get like
Oh
British
my
people.
God.
Sorry.
I
But,
hate
yeah.
British crowds.
You know they have
Rough
this rule.
audience,
But no,
rough
I don't hate
audience.
British crowds. I don't hate British crowds. I don't hate British crowds. I said something so stupid. I hate when British guys, I fucking hate when British guys come to do their bachelor party in the center of Bucharest and they fucking ruin the city. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, they do that to Barcelona.
You know, it's
also,
a thing?
so-
It's a thing.
For
They
them
fucking pee in
to
the
have
street.
like they have like their a trip like 2 or 3
Yeah,
days
yeah.
ago. They usually come Bucharest, Poland.
Yeah, they do it in
Spain.
Barcelona for
Budapest.
sure.
Yeah,
When they're
Barcelona.
all
And
they
dressed
have-
up in like
yeah,
I
they're-
fucking
yeah.
hate them.
flamingo costumes,
Flamingo.
like
They're
running
dressed
around
up like
and,
women or something.
I
like
might
one's like
say
a giant
they're
baby.
drunk.
It's horrible.
Like, okay.
I
wanna
might say something that might not be very agreeable with, but when you were talking about the influencers in Tulum, just saying, it's like
Yes,
there's a
similar.
lot
Yeah.
of that happening.
I
Like a
can
lot of
figure that, yeah.
a lot of the tourism that is going there, they align their chakras in the
That's so
day,
bad.
and then
Don't be
they
a bad tourist.
fuck up the nature in the
Yeah,
night. Like,
but you know,
You
there's
know,
a rule.
I just want to say this because I want to say why I hate them because we used to do stand-up comedy at a club that I think is going to reopen, and there was a lot of stand-up for there was the only club in Bucharest that did stand-up for English people in Bucharest, so you can come do stand-up there, and there is where a lot of these parties were, and one time I was going home, going to get a Uber. And one drunk British guy was like trying to get me into a cab. And
shit.
people know me. And I was like, dude, you're going to get yourself in the hospital. Romanian people they're going to beat you up. You got to stop it. And he was like, no, bitch,
my
come in the
God.
taxi. And I was like laughing. I said, dude, and some guys from the pizza place, they know me a lot. And they were coming out of the pizza place. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to go to the hospital now. That didn't happen, but fucking how he was trying to like fucking get me into a cab. That's
horrifying.
rape.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I wanted to say
Sorry,
that
I
they
wanna
have
say
this
my
rule
Me Too
in
story.
UK.
Yeah.
There's a rule you are not allowed to come at a show, at a stand-up show, if you're having a bachelorette party or your
Yeah,
stag
that's
party.
That's
you know?
smart.
No, I
And they
didn't know
don't
that, but
accept.
I-
In
That's
in some
smart.
clubs
They
in the
have
UK.
to, I'm
Some
sure.
clubs.
in all of the
You
clubs.
didn't
Just-
see all the clubs.
I mean, okay, we went to like 2 or 3 clubs in the center of London, and they have this. We don't accept stag parties, bachelorette parties, and you cannot
If
make
you're
a
a group of
reservation
20,
for
you
10
cannot
people.
come.
No, you have maybe I don't know, a couple of friends. And that's it.
Yeah, and
That's smart.
just to add, that's just one part of the touristic crowds in Barcelona, because we rely a lot on tourists as audiences, and there's very lovely people like from UK, from everywhere, and they really enjoy stand-up
Of
comedy.
course, of course.
And even now with the restrictions lifting up, you can see people are hungry for entertainment.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really want that, and it's been lovely in that sense that after such a shitty year,
Yeah.
Oh,
People can come laugh.
people
with
are
us.
people want to laugh.
so you have like 5 or 10 minutes, right? A set.
Yeah,
When
it depends on the show, but
Mhm.
yeah, usually it's like shorter, more comedians, shorter sets with occasional shows
Yeah.
where people can do like 15
How
minutes.
often do you change your set? How often do you have new jokes?
Yeah, not
That
often
hurts
enough.
every comedian. That
Yeah.
question hurts
Yeah, it's
all of
rough.
us.
Yes, it also hurts me, but
Yeah,
I
how
wanted
often
to
do you
know.
change your jokes? Mincu?
So we have this thing,
Uh-huh.
a set like 25, 30 minutes, like twice a year. Like this. Because we
Mm,
go on
it's-
tour like
sometimes it's
2
like 9
times.
months,
We
sometimes
tour the
just-
whole country two times in 12 months, let's say.
Mhm.
More or less. But
That's pretty
that's it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's
It's
amazing.
it's pretty good, but it's some people come more often at the shows and they're like, oh, he had the same jokes, and I was
It's like,
like,
how do people think that we get the
Yeah,
jokes
yeah.
to be good? Like, you know,
They
like you
come
have
there-
to
do
repeat
them.
them.
They
in
come in the same
practice.
month and they're like, but they're the same jokes, dude. This is
We
so
had, like-
hard. This is so hard for me to explain.
we had
Yeah.
one show, and a guy liked the show a lot, and he brought new friends the next week. And Banchu was on stage. He was the first, and he came to me and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mincu. You have the same joke." I mean, yes. Why? I went last week. What the fuck?
Yeah.
He thought that every time it's a different show with different jokes, and we're just funny
Yeah, I
naturally
love
on
people
stage.
like ask like, oh, so do you like write? I'm like, what do you think? I just come up
Yeah.
with it like on the spot.
Yeah.
Like that's
Because people
think
don't
it's
know that
improv.
you don't write a joke. You write an idea.
Right.
There's gonna be a joke in 2 months.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm very chaotic. I have to admit it, and I think I reached a point where I learned that you have to repeat your jokes to polish them, to make it better, of course. But when I was starting, I was like, I don't want to say the same shit I said last week. I'm just gonna think of something else, and I was trying like a lot of new things that came to my mind. But then I realized I gotta.
You gotta work on the material.
You gotta
yeah.
work him into a proper set. So right now, I'm not repeating things a lot, but I do realize that with the amount of material I have, I do want to. I do like switching it up often.
Yeah.
Because if I do the same set in 3 shows in a row that are very close to each other, I kind of get bored of telling those jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to these ones that are back there and try to see if I can.
But do you
polish
have
them.
like you want to write you just I don't know start writing, or you wait for something to happen, an idea to come, to have free time? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm more of the like wait for the inspiration
I saw your
person.
face and I feel you.
Yeah, I hate it. Like I wish I were better at just being like, I'm gonna sit down for an hour and just write and
Yeah, no, I'm not
something
like
will come
that.
out. No, I like
You're not like that.
I'm
you're
someone who
from-
I have like a note on my phone, and whenever like an idea comes into my head, I write it down, and then eventually like I'll look through my notes and be like, oh, like that was funny, and then maybe I'll sit down and try to write it out, or like I'll go to an like what we have new material open mics that are like just comedians come to them, that kind of thing, and I'll like literally open my notes and be like, like this is a funny idea, and I'll say it out loud and see if I can like improvise something with it,
Yeah.
and see if something comes out of it. But
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know.
walking on the street and then you just giggle by yourself, like,
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to have separate notes for like sober ideas and not sober ideas.
Yeah.
Now they've just become one note. But like I used to separate them because sometimes you'd look through like the not sober list and you'd
Yeah.
be like, what was
The
I
not sober-
thinking?
yeah.
Like I would just like write down like scientific hypotheses. Sometimes I'd be like, why did I think that could be a joke? I'm like, how many?
I had a note that was bike helmet.
Yeah, yeah, like that.
And then I looked back and I'm like,
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
How often do you guys
and
get to
then-
do open mics here? In Bucharest?
We have open mics every week at the
There are
Food
like
Club
2 or
and Comics
3.
Club and Club
Oh, nice.
99, but we
don't
go.
usually go.
We don't even have that much time. Before the pandemic, we didn't have time for like anything. Anything.
I mean, we had
This-
like, because we had so much time on stage, you can have like, okay, I have 25, 30 minutes. I can squeeze in
Yeah.
like 5 new minutes and see
And-
how
Okay.
it works.
And
Yeah,
lose
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
some other 5 minutes.
But we don't have like drop-ins at a show because we were talking about doing it. I mean, because the open mic crowd, it's a little bit different. I mean, it's way tougher than I don't know if it's because there's no ticket and it's free entry. I don't know if it's that or but they don't treat you like, oh, I know him, he's a good one. They're like, okay, let's see. And if you go with new jokes and they won't work, they'll be like, and you, I know it's
I think they're spoiled.
tougher.
I think Romanian public, Romanian audience is spoiled, and Romanian comics are spoiled. I think we're
Yeah.
all just fucking spoiled. In this poor country,
real.
everyone is just spoiled.
What I think in talking about that, maybe about trying jokes with crowds, I don't think it's valid to judge a joke you have with just an open mic crowd.
Yeah, of
Sometimes it works with one crowd, then it doesn't. I think it's more of how you feeling telling it.
Yeah.
I think if you're feeling like, oh man, I really want to share this, it's usually people will connect more with it. But
Yeah, just finding the way to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that you feel comfortable with
Yeah.
it, because you cannot, of course you can discard jokes that are not good from the ones you feel are good, but that's your own judgment in the end. If you just judge it on a shitty crowd or a
course,
shitty
yeah.
performance
Yeah.
by one, it's
I don't
not
do that.
valid.
I
It's
don't
not
judge
objective.
it. Like
Yeah.
if I had it one, I told it once and people weren't laughing. I'm not
exactly.
I think you
ring
should
of
try it
it.
like 6 times.
But I also have like you said, I'm more of a storyteller, and my jokes are longer. And when I usually I put my phone on a chair and record the show, and I can hear where the crowd had no reaction.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like laughing, because maybe it's not like applause and laughing, but when it's that silence, and I know, okay, that is just information. There's no joke, so it's not. I don't have
You
like short
trim
jokes. So
it,
this is bad at all.
Yeah.
It's just like my perspective of that story, or what can I say more to be funny.
Keep it engaging.
So yeah, I do think with storytelling kind of style, there's going to be moments where people are just
No, I
like
was looking at something. I'm
like
sorry.
listening. You know, they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like they don't necessarily have to be laughing the whole time.
Yeah, it's not
if
like
you're-
set up punchline, so you can
and that's
hear.
can be scary when you listen back and you're like, oh my god, they were quiet. But then if you remember, you're like, oh no, because they were like on the edge of their seats, like waiting, like
Yeah,
what's going to
yeah.
happen next.
But I had this like I had when I started doing stand up, I was like sitting and writing stuff and trying to write more often, and it was really good for starting. Then I had like more experience, more courage, and I started to improvise on the show on stage, and it was like really good to try the material and feel free to
Yeah.
talk about something without the feeling, without being scared of that silent
Yeah.
part when people are listening. But I had this like last year after the first lockdown, when we were like, we didn't know how it will be, how long it will last, and when we are going to do shows. I had some ideas, and I didn't write in the lockdown, but our manager called and said, okay, we're going to open in 2 weeks. And I was like, fuck, I cannot go back with that material.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to say it anymore. And I said, okay, I have to write. And I just sat and wrote stuff. And I had like in the first 3 shows, I had like 25 new minutes. And everybody was like, fuck you, man. Fuck, it's not fair.
Yeah.
And I recorded and I wrote, and I mean like, because I did it like really, I don't know, I was more serious, and I listened my first 10 shows, and I said, okay, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad. I had like 30 minutes in 1 month, and I was, fuck, I should do that.
Yeah,
and after
yeah.
I said, oh, it's okay, I'm okay. I'm all right, I'm
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
now.
You can't really force it, but sometimes it just comes, and
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
pressure, sometimes a lot of things. But I can relate. to
Yeah, I
that.
have like a mix. I mean, sometimes I just try to improvise something. Sometimes I
Yeah. Do you guys ever like have writing sessions with other comedians?
We
You ever
used
like write
to.
together?
We used to just me, Mincu, and Banju. We used to do that, but now we just hate each other.
But you know, Christian told me that Sorin has started this thing with some people at Comics Club, and they they meet each Wednesday or something like this, and they write material.
They didn't tell us that.
It's like
You guys
it
didn't
started
get
1 week ago.
invited?
Yeah.
He's sneaking.
They meet, they write material, and they perform it on stage for them.
Oh, that's
For
so
the
cute.
other comics, and I was like,
I like
"Fuck,
that.
that's
No,
hard.
you should
That's
do
not
it.
okay."
You should, because Sorin always tries this
I
kind of
know.
things. It's great.
I know I should have, but I told her that we didn't have that, but somebody started it, and maybe it will grow into something like
a practice, a common-
I think they're gonna start doing that at the club. I mean, Chris's class at the clubhouse.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's kind of like the grandfather of the Barcelona comedy scene in English. He runs a course, and it's more like a writing workshop. And I think they do that where they like perform it for each other,
Oh,
and
that's
it's
great.
a
That's
cute.
great. I think they had this for a
cute
period at the Theater and Film University in Bucharest. They had it for a period,
Yeah.
remember? But I think it was not good. Anyway, you guys, I have to tell you two things that we have to kind of end the podcast, and that Costel is writing me on WhatsApp and telling me that we gotta go eat
Okay.
together. And when it
right.
comes to food, you guys, I love you, but I
Yeah,
prefer food.
Food will always win.
No, I'm kidding. I'm so grateful that you had time to come to our podcast.
thanks
I'm
for having
so
us.
happy
Thank you
that
so
we met
much.
and we had so many
Yeah.
fun times, and we didn't drink yet together. So maybe we can
Ooh.
do that.
Yeah,
Not today, because tomorrow we have that thing.
yeah.
But
A coffee shop.
we have that coffee shop thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I hope we're going to drink soon.
And
Because,
maybe
yeah.
we can do this again.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe you'll
No,
come for the
thank you
shows.
guys.
We could
Yeah.
do it again. It
Yeah.
I'd
would
love to
be
come
nice.
back.
It's
How
been
long-
lovely. Yeah.
You
How
guys
long
can
are you
record a
gonna be-
podcast in Barcelona.
We live on
Yeah.
Thursday. We live on Thursday.
Thursday is Joy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Oh, the day after the thing?
Yeah.
Thursday
You
morning.
leave the day after
Yeah,
the
and we're going
Yeah,
to Ibiza. It's like
we-
normal.
And you're
We're
going
going
to...
at noon. The plane leaves
I
at noon.
don't like you guys at all. They're going to Ibiza.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
With a
we're
bunch of
gonna
other
perform
comedians to
there,
go do a
yeah.
show. And
Oh,
You're
that
going to
makes
perform in
me
Ibiza.
cry.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fuck
Because
us. It's
we're
really
going to Piatra Neamț on 20 iunie.
Yes.
If you want to come, dacă vreți să veniți la Piatra Neamț pe
Valea celor 12.
Valea celor 12, 20 iunie, we're promoting a show on the 20th of June.
20th of June, yeah.
You guys should go.
Yeah.
You
Go.
guys should totally go.
Amazing.
And I just want to say, you guys, that yesterday Kim Kardashian on her Insta story just thanked a Romanian designer for sending her shoes, and I was like, oh my god,
It's all starting, guys.
I started. I'm
Romania's on
gonna
the
meet
map.
Kim Kardashian, and I love her. I'm so shallow. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
guys
so
for
much.
watching. Sași râs, nu uitați să dați un like, share și un subscribe, că nu vă costă nimic în puii mei.
Eso.
Bye!